Today, we're diving into something deeply personal: the hidden, internal struggle with speech, and the incredible courage it takes to finally find your voice. Not to speak perfectly, but just to speak freely. So let's start with a conflict that, for so many people, happens entirely on the inside. It's a fight against your own voice. And you've got to understand, this wasn't a debate with someone else. This was an internal war, where just forming a simple sentence felt like this huge, monumental effort. I mean, this struggle plays out in the most ordinary moments. Can you imagine the anxiety of just introducing yourself? Or the mental gymnastics of rehearsing an answer over and over in your head, only to have the words just stumble anyway? These are moments that a lot of us just take for granted. And every single one of those moments, every broken word, it comes at a cost. It isn't just about frustration, it's like a piece of your self-worth gets chipped away. This feeling of shrinking is a slow, really painful erosion of your confidence. And what does all of this lead to? Well, it leads to this devastating kind of self-judgment. On the outside, you might be smiling, pretending everything is fine, but on the inside, you can start to genuinely hate the very sound of your own voice. So, this intense internal battle, it often leads to what feels like the only logical solution: retreating into what you think is the safety of silence. This question is really at the heart of the whole decision to hide. It comes from this deep desire to just avoid judgment, to blend in. The hope is that if you just stay quiet, the flaw you're so worried about will go completely unnoticed. But here's the devastating trade-off. Silence doesn't actually protect you. Instead, it erases your thoughts, your personality, your contributions. It erases your story. But then, something can happen. There's a turning point, a single powerful realization that can just completely shatter that old logic and set you on a totally new course. This right here, this is the epiphany. An imperfect sentence is just a fleeting moment for other people, but your complete absence from a conversation, your silence, that leaves a void, and that's what people actually notice. And that is the shift in perspective that changes everything. You realize all that intense scrutiny, the replaying of every little stumble, most of it isn't coming from the outside world at all. Your biggest critic is the one looking back in the mirror. So once you understand that, the entire goal changes. It's not about achieving perfect fluency anymore. It's about completely redefining what confidence even means. And this is the core of that whole transformation. See, the old idea is that confidence is the result of speaking perfectly. The new truth? Confidence is the act of speaking even when you know you can't. It's about courage in the face of imperfection. So, how do you actually do this? How do you put it into practice? Well, you don't wait for the fear to go away. No, you speak with it. You accept the stammer, you accept the pauses, the shakes, and you speak anyway. You take action alongside the fear, not after it's gone. And all of this leads to a new definition of success. The goal isn't fluency. That can be its own kind of prison, always chasing perfection. The real prize is freedom. The freedom to be heard and to just participate in life exactly as you are. Which brings us to the final powerful message here, a call to action for anyone out there who feels like they have to hide their voice. This is a direct challenge to that whole idea of waiting until you're ready. That perfectly fluent, super confident version of yourself you're waiting for, it might never show up. Waiting is just another form of silence. The real path to breaking free is to begin right now, right in the middle of the imperfection. The act of speaking while the words are broken is what robs the fear of its power. That's the practice that builds real, lasting confidence. And so we end on this powerful, intentionally imperfect command. It's a challenge, isn't it? What silence in your own life needs breaking? Because at the end of the day, your story, however it's told, is always, always more memorable than your silence.